Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, we're going to get some work done on our HO scale layout. We're going to be working in this area right here. There's a structure called Foss Automotive, which does repairs and oil changes, tire rotation. They just work on cars. And there's also Foss Towing. There's a small gas pump here in the front, and we have a boat repair shop right here. So this whole area, we're going to cut it. It's attached to the road over here, and we're just going to separate that so that we can take out this rectangle and work on it on the workbench. And then when we're done with it, we'll actually glue it permanently in place on the layout. All right, well, like always, we've got a lot to do, so let's get to it. So today's project actually started back in 2019. I don't know if you can see that. It says 2019. That's when I drew this, and my intention was to make this a diorama. The structures were built, but the diorama was never built. The structures moved around quite a bit on my layout, but now I have an area where I want them to stay permanently, and that's what we're building today. I do have videos showing how I built all these structures, but you would have to go way back on my channel to find them, but I believe I did them all in a row. Possibly this one was later, but I know that like these three buildings here were all done at the same time on my channel. Okay, here it is. The first thing I did was I traced around where I want the buildings to go. Now I'm sure most of you have seen the video on this. It's SOS Boat Repairs. Now we're actually going to take the base off of this because we're going to make this look like concrete. So this will be our base. Now these, some of you may not remember. It is basically three separate structures, and they all have a full detailed interior. These two are attached. And then this top is just empty. I'll leave the roofs. I won't attach these, but I will be gluing these to the base. Okay, the first thing we have to do is attach these two pieces. So we'll just take some liquid nails and glue these together. I think I'm going to put a concrete retaining wall right there. Okay, we'll let this dry for a little bit, and I want to start drawing where our concrete's going to go, where the dirt's going to go, and grass. We'll get that all figured out. Now this does get a cap put on top of it. Okay, those sit there. Now this one, we need to take the base off of it. Okay, this will take me a little while, so I'm not going to make you watch me do this. I'm going to scrape as much of this off as I can, and then I'll take a file and file it down. Okay, I've got the concrete all figured out. I've got my lines drawn on there. Now I am going to make the cap that goes around the edge. And after it's glued in place, then I'll take a knife and do some carving and make it look like, oh, it's got cracks, it's chipping. Okay, our cap along the edge is all done. It's probably still a little wet, but I'm going to go ahead and put a base coat on this. Now I mixed neutral gray, slate gray, and fawn. Okay, now we'll do the concrete pad. And I'm just going to add some desert sand to my mix. Okay, I've mixed up a black wash. It's just black paint and water. And we're going to go over the stone. Okay, let's do some dry brushing. Oh, the color I used for dry brushing was gray sky. Next, I'm starting to add some scenery to this. Now, I've already added some asphalt back in this corner, and we just have to let that dry. Now, we're going to work in this area right here. We're just going to add some dirt. I don't know why I did that. Let's see. This is real dirt from my backyard. I don't know why I call it real dirt, but it's dirt from my backyard that I've sifted through a strainer to get all the fine dirt. I don't want clumps in it. Okay, we'll let that dry. We'll come back and add some grass and weeds in there. This is all just the first layer. Same with the asphalt. That gets painted and weathered and cracked. We're just getting the base down. So I just painted this back corner, put a little bit of dirt. Now just adding some grass, some fine turf. This all gets built up. It's all about layers. Now we don't want to get too far ahead because it'll start to dry. It's acrylic, so it dries pretty quick. Okay, I've been very busy brushing on pastel chalk to dirty it and sort of blend everything together. And then with a fine brush, I've been adding a lot of cracks. Okay, next I think we'll put this in place. And then we'll put grass and weeds along the edge there and around this side too. And then we can start actually maybe adding some details leaning up against the building. Then we have this. That'll get put right there. And again, we need to put weeds around it and detail parts. And so you can see sort of what it looks like. And this gets put on top. So it's getting there. We just, like I said, we'll start with this one. We'll get that glued in place and start adding weeds around it and some detail parts. Then move to the next one and the next one. And then out here, we've got details and cars. We also have this corrugated metal fence. Let me see. I think I don't know. I'm gonna have to trim it and move some pieces, but it's basically gonna go along the edge here. And you have a fence along the back. Okay, the glue is still wet, but I've got some scenery material put in. You want to use a variety of material from all different companies. Okay, now we'll work on this side. I've showed this before, but I'll get bright green grass material, and then I spray paint the top of it real light. I just go over it real quick with a tan color. And you can see it makes the top of it look like it's dead, but the bottom towards the roots are green. Okay, here's where we're at so far. Now this has taken me a long time. It really has. Okay, now we'll put some weeds along here and some across the back so that we can get this next structure glued in place. Okay, I've got this structure glued in. Okay, I think the top is pretty much done. I used some more pastels, added a little more dirt in the front here. Lots of detail castings, tires. We even put pigeons on rooftops. You'll see in the back there's a corrugated fence. Okay, the only thing left to do is on the front, I want some vines growing up the side of the wall, just especially in the area where there's cracks, where it was separate pieces. Okay, the last thing to finish this is to add some leaves to it. I have a tree that sits right here, and then there's a tree over a ways, so we'll put a little bit here. I've got my glue that's half water, half glue that we're going to use, but looks like I'm going to have to pour it into a container. Now I'm just adding small ones here and there. And all I do is dip my brush in the water and then dip it right into my mixture of leaves. And then not all of this will stick. We'll use the hair dryer and blow it and blow all the extra stuff off. So okay, I think that's good. I was debating whether or not we needed any on the rooftops. It won't be in today's video, but I need to add figures to this scene. And I have a lot of figures from Foscale Models. So if you go to foskits.com and click on Humanity to Scale, you will see a bunch of amazing figures. They just are incredible. And I plan on populating my entire layout with these figures. But that'll be a different video, painting those. All right, let's take this over to the layout and put it in place and see what it looks like. And if we're happy with it, we'll actually put liquid nails on the bottom of this and glue it in place. I am so excited to see this in place. And it's just another section completed on the layout. Well, besides figures, I do have to paint a lot of figures for the entire layout. And you may have noticed the brick sidewalks that are laying here and there. I am so excited to be putting those on the layout. And those are available on my website at jasonjensentrains.com. You'll be seeing those throughout the entire layout. It's crazy. Like, I just want to keep going. I want to work on the next section and this section over here. I need to ballast the track on this curve, actually complete this mini bridge that I have right here. That was probably one of the very first things I put in on the layout, and I just never completely finished it because I had to wait until I got the track on it, and so but we'll get to it. We'll get to all of it. So thank you all so much for watching. And you know, while I was working on this, I was posting photos to my Patreon page, so Patreon members got to see a sneak peek of the progress on this. If you'd like to become a member, it is patreon.com/Jason Jensen Trains. All right, again, thank you all so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Be sure to click like and click subscribe. All right, well, until next time, stay motivated and happy modeling, everyone.